Okay. Oh, I feel sweaty. An update on my situation from yesterday. So I pretty much, when she said she wanted to know if we could talk, and I was like, about what? Because I'm pretty sure you said all you wanted to say on our phone call the last time we talked. And she said that she wanted to have a sister relationship again. And I said, well, why were you being so mean to me over the phone when all I was trying to do was help you? And she said I was mean and I deserved it. I'm paraphrasing. I can't really remember everything. But I told her, I was like, why did you think that I lied? Because you and Joey both agreed that I made it all up. And then she was like, because of the way you were acting. So I was like, what? So in a lot of movies and TV shows, whenever somebody gets raped, they always get all like sad and never want to leave the house. And I didn't want to do that. So I was like, I'm going to do all the tests they want. I'm going to give them all the evidence they need. I'm not going to go back to the place, obviously. Like, that was the stupid question when they're like, so what are you going to do about this? I was like, not go back? Like, what'd you want me to say? Oh, I'll go back, but I just won't talk to him. I was like, no, I just won't go back at all. So instead of, being sad and miserable, I decided against it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I need to do to get over this, and I'm gonna try to work through this. So I wasn't as depressed as she wanted me to be. And so and then she tried to like gaslight it by going, well, Amy, which is my mom, was like, well, she told everybody and she didn't think that you were telling the truth. And honestly, when I asked her, I was like, did you think I was lying? And she's like, well, I can't say it happened and I can't say it didn't. Which is like a fucked up way of saying, I don't believe you. So it kind of confirmed that nobody's been on my side ever since it happened. The only person who knows that is on my side is my husband, and we didn't start dating until like 2 years after it happened. Wait, what the hell? Am I gonna have to go forward? Okay, I'll just go forward. I don't feel like you guys have been working on this road like on and off. It's like a horrible relationship. They're working on it, then they're not working on it, then they're working on it, then they're not working. Like, make up your damn mind. What are you doing with this damn road? Anyways, so come on, change colors. So then after I realized that she didn't believe me, I asked her if she was still with Joey, which is her baby daddy, husband, boyfriend, whatever the fuck she wants to call him. I call him an asshole. I was like, are you still with Joey? And she said yes. And I asked my husband for advice. I was like, I don't know what to do. Part of me like misses her and wants to help her out, and the other part is still mad at her and thinks she's a bitch for what she put me through. Like, I would think that if my mom wasn't gonna believe me, which she should have, at least my own sister would have. And I remember telling her, I was like, hey, could you not tell Joey? And at the time when I was telling her it first happened, she said, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I so fully believe you, and it was not your fault, and you didn't do anything wrong. And now all of a sudden she changed her story and was like, oh, well, you didn't go to the police right away? She's lying. Not everybody even goes to the police. Sometimes people never go to the police. So the fact that I waited one day to go to the police, all of a sudden I'm lying. It's ridiculous. So I asked my husband for advice, and he says, based off of the stories he's heard me tell him, he was like, I don't trust Joey, and who's to say if she came up here without him, she wouldn't tell him, and then he tried to like destroy the house or start a fight or do something to harm the babies and our family. Because I got me, Carl, the 2 babies, my mom, and my brother. I'm taking care of everybody. And to jeopardize all of that is ridiculous. First off, I would never, ever put my children in harm's way. So I was like going to like be nice and help her out, but I wasn't going to suggest having her living with me anymore, because I'm like, you know what, I don't trust you and I don't trust Joey, so who's to say you guys aren't going to do some stupid ass shit and harm my children? No, you know what, I would rather us not have a relationship than take the chance of you hurting my babies. I mean, you don't give a fuck about your kids. Oh, alarm. You don't give a fuck about your kids, so why the fuck would I want you around mine? So I pretty much told her, I was like, well, you can't have a relationship with me if you're gonna have a relationship with him. And then she was like, oh well, I guess fine. And then she blocked me, and I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I still have my brother, I still got my mom, even though it irritates me that she doesn't believe me. But I mean, she didn't really listen to me when I told her I was molested as a child. She's not exactly the type of mother that you would call if you need help, because we lived in Kent at one point, and the bus station is at the bottom of the hill, which is an hour's walk if you walk directly from the bus station up the hill to the house. It's an hour's walk. And when we lived on the other side of the hill, same thing. Just go down a little bit, go up the hill, follow it, you're home. So it was winter time, and it was like 10 o'clock. It had just hit 10 o'clock, and the buses stopped running at 10 o'clock. Like, I had literally got off my last bus before that bus. I just got off work, because I don't get off work until, at my old job was like, maybe it was 8, and then I'd have to wait an hour for the next bus to come, and then it would take me down to Kent, and from there I would take the bus, go home. Maybe it's Saturdays. Oh, Saturdays it stops running at 10. On the weekdays it keeps running, I think past 10 or something like that. I don't remember. Anyways, it was wintertime. I was freezing. So I called my sister up when we were all living together, and I said, is Amy up? And she was like, no. And I said, could you wake her up? The buses aren't running anymore. It's really cold outside. Do you think you could get her to come get me? And so she tried to wake my mom up, and she yelled at her to stop bothering her so she could go back to sleep. And I'm like, so I had to walk home because she wouldn't wake up to come get me. And then there was like another time, it was like the same thing. I was cold. The next bus was coming, but it wasn't coming for another hour. And I asked her for that, but so I had to wait the hour. And then I think the next time that also happened, same scenario, I think I was like pissed off and I just walked. I was like, at least I'll be warm if I walk. Would you like hurry up? Like, make up your mind on what you're gonna do. Oh, sure, now you get over. Okay. So, anyways, back back to the original story, she pretty much is pissed off that I don't want anything to do with her because she's still with Joey, and I don't trust Joey. I've heard stories. When my mom got him a job at 4 Points, he was the dishwasher. He hit on one of the waitresses or waitress. And he asked her out, and she was like, "Don't you have a fiance?" And he's like, "Yeah, but she doesn't have an ass." And I was like, who says that about their fiance? You know, if they really was. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to her life. And then on their child's first birthday, he brought over this girl and this guy, and an hour after, you know, the party originally started, all three of those people walked off. And another part is that the lady that he brought with him, she thought I was Kayla. She was like, "Oh, here you go." And I was like, "You can give that to her." And she's like, "Oh, I thought you were the mom." And I was like, "Ew, gross, no." I was like, "She's the mom, not me." Ugh. And Kayla got offended that I called her boyfriend ugly. Which, I mean, wouldn't you rather your sister think your husband, your whatever the fuck he is, wouldn't you rather them think that he's ugly than be like, "Oh, he's attractive. Like, I am so flattered you thought I was the wife." No, I would rather people, you know, think Carl's ugly, because that means I'm like, well, you're not married to him. I am. And other people have seen him get really close to different women, and like an oddly specific close, and they've all brought it up to my mom, who tried to tell Kayla, and she kind of blew it off, going like, "You guys are lying and making this shit up. You just don't want me to be happy." And it's like, we're trying to look out for your dumb ass. But she didn't believe us. So, oh, and then at one point during our first phone call, when she was moved away and she got her kids taken away from her, and I was trying to help her out, shit, what was I going with this? She admitted that Joey was a piece of shit, and like knew that he was this bad person. I was like, why the fuck are you saying? And she said that she couldn't afford rent all by herself, and that's why she needed him. I was like, so do you love him, or are you just using him? Like, which is it? I'm pretty sure he's manipulating her to love him, because I know exactly how that feels when somebody makes you feel so damn low that they make you believe that you need them when you really don't, because you're all stressed out trying to like make them happy, and then as soon as, you know, you kind of break up with them, you're all sad, even though you're the one who broke up with them, and you're crying and you're like, "I need you back, please come back." And then as soon as somebody like tells you to get your shit together and you snap out of it, and then you finally do really break up with them, all of a sudden all that stress goes away, and you're like, huh, I feel so much better. I don't feel stressed out. I don't feel angry all the time. I actually feel pretty happy. Yeah, that's how it should be when you're in a relationship, is happy, not miserable. And I went through that, so I know exactly what this boy is doing to her. I guarantee you he's beating on her. Oh, also we had this theory, because we saw a lot of posters about sex trafficking little children. I would not be surprised if he sex trafficked his kids, especially his little girl, who I think could be around the age of 1. I really don't know. Last time I heard, she was like 8 months. But when he lived with my mom, he used to go out at night, go away for an hour, and then come back, and he always had this backpack on him. And then he went over to one of my mom's friend's house, who was like in the same apartment complex, and asked if he could borrow $1 from her. And below her apartment there were 2 sets of people who sold drugs and he would hang out with them. So we're pretty sure that he does drugs, and that's where all of Kayla's money goes. And so my mom and brother, well, all of us would not be surprised if he used his kids as sex money to get drugs. I mean, I know that's really fucked up to think, but he's not a good person. Also, my brother says that he got another girl pregnant, but she was like gang raped into pregnancy, and then he killed her and the baby. And what is that? Oh, it's a shadow. And something about setting her and her baby on fire to get rid of the evidence. Kayla doesn't believe it, but I'm like, okay, bitch, whatever. So the fact that she's no longer in my life, I don't care, because I care about the safety of my babies. Okay, bye-bye.